What's up guys, Earl here, Fuga Tech, and if we're talking about bang for your buck entry-level smartphones, one of the top brands we have in mind is Realme, especially with their Lazada exclusive Narzo line. Recently, they released this Realme Narzo 50A, and we've been using it as one of our daily driver for quite a while now, and here's what we think. Okay, let's start with the basics, the design. Up front, we have a large 6.5-inch LCD panel, while at the back we get its triple rear camera setup, along with an LED flash and a fingerprint scanner that I find to have quite an odd illusion. The rear panel has a rigid texture which helps in gripping this device better than any other smartphone with a polycarbonate finish. Even though there's a free jelly case included in the package, I didn't really use it and I feel like putting this device on a case won't be necessary. Well, not unless you want extra protection. The unit we have is in this oxygen green colorway, but it is also available in oxygen blue color. Now for buttons and ports, situated on the left side are the dual SIM card tray with a dedicated micro SD card slot, while on the right are the volume rockers and the power/lock button. Nothing can be found at the top, while the 3.5mm headphone jack, USB Type-C port, call microphone, and the speaker grills are placed at the bottom. Overall, for design, I'm a fan of the overall look and feel of this device. Although it doesn't look modern compared to some other smartphones in this tier, it does look stealthy and clean. Do take note that it is also a little hefty at 207 grams, which I think is an excellent trade-off considering that this device has a massive 6000 mAh battery. The Realme Narzo 50A is an entry-level smartphone, and to achieve this, they had to cut corners, which is evident in the display department. It sports a 6.5-inch LCD screen with a resolution of 1600 by 720, capable of producing 270 ppi. Well, watching multimedia contents on this is okay. It's not too sharp, but it is enough for your day-to-day needs. Since this is an LCD panel, we notice that there are some spillage around the screen, especially when the UI is set to dark mode. This display has a peak brightness of 570 nits, so it can still be challenging to see under direct sunlight. When it comes to audio, it can fill up the room at maximum volume, but we don't really recommend you cranking up its speakers at this level because it does sound tinny. Thankfully, there's a 3.5mm audio port for you to take advantage of. As for the cameras, the Realme Narzo 50A sports a 50MP f1.8 primary lens, 2MP macro lens with an aperture of 2.4, and another 2MP depth sensor with an aperture of 2.4. Up front, this device is sporting an 8MP selfie camera with an aperture of 2.0. Surprisingly, at its price range, the Realme Narzo 50A produces excellent quality images. The colors looks very natural and HDR is also present. It's also got portrait mode, which produces a nice bokeh effect, although some images have an overly exposed background when its subject is placed against the light source. There's also a 50M option in the camera app where it takes full advantage of the 50MP primary sensor, but to be honest, there's no noticeable difference between a photo taken in normal mode. When it comes to macro photography, I must be honest, it produces detailed photos with accurate colors, which is rare to see in this price category. Now when it comes to night mode, photos come out muddy, colors are pale, and are definitely not usable in any case. As for selfies, it produces images that look natural from colors to skin tones. There's also an HDR taking effect, making sure that the subject and the background have an equally balanced exposure. Beauty mode is also present, but thankfully it didn't produce overly processed images. Video-wise, the Realme Narzo 50A can shoot up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. Unfortunately, there's no optical image stabilization, digital stabilization, or anything of that jazz, so expect to have shaky videos. But overall, the images and videos produced by this device's camera are great and can suffice your social media needs. Software-wise, it is running Android 11 skinned with Realme UI 2.0, and if you are familiar with Realme UI, it is very straightforward to use. And just like most Android devices, it comes with pre-installed apps such as Agoda, LinkedIn, Booking.com, 92, and PUBG Mobile, aside from usual Google apps. The above-mentioned apps can easily be uninstalled if you are not planning on using them. The UI comes in several customization options like changing the icon shape, layouts, home screen transitions, text sizes, and font styles. If you want to add some personality to your device, you can also browse themes through the Themes app that also comes pre-installed. Out of the 64 gigs of storage we got out of the box, we get a usable space of 33 gigs. And if that's not enough, you can bump the storage via the micro SD card. Now, when it comes to its performance, powering the Narzo 50A is a MediaTek Helio G85 processor coupled with a Mali G52MC2 GPU and 4 gigs of RAM. As a daily driver, it can run smoothly when doing basic tasks such as browsing the web, watching videos, and going through social media apps. Still, we suggest that you make it a habit to close unused apps so it doesn't feel a little laggy when numerous activities are running in the background. On the other hand, playing games that are heavy in graphics can be quite challenging to this device. It stutters every now and then when playing at the default graphics settings, so better set the graphics level to the lowest possible for a better gameplay experience. If you are interested in numbers, here are the benchmark scores that we got. For biometrics and security, it's got a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner as well as facial recognition one. Both works as intended, though we highly recommend you use the fingerprint scanner for a higher level of security. Now let's talk about the battery. Giving power to this device is a monstrous 6000 mAh capacity with support for 18-watt fast charging and reverse wired charging. It took us about 2.5 hours to fully charge the phone from 0 to 100. In our standard video loop test, which entails the device running a 1080p video on loop, airplane mode turned on, headphones plugged in with 50% brightness, we got a total playback time of 28 hours and 52 minutes. Alright, let's talk about the price. The realme Narzo 50A is available for 7,990 pesos. With a few extra bucks comparing it to its cheaper turned-down sibling the 30A, we think the Narzo 50A is a better deal considering that you'll get a large 6000 mAh battery, a much decent processor, and a much more versatile camera setup. Combining all of this device is recommendable to those consumers who are eyeing for a smartphone under 10,000 pesos. And by the way, if you are planning on getting this device, it is exclusively available in Lazada on their 11/11 event and will have a 1,000 peso discount with a free shipping voucher when purchased on that date. So, what do you guys think about the realme Narzo 50A? Are you getting one for yourself? Well, do let us know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so don't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Rel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.